Everybody generally insures all their gear when they go into a raid in the hope that if they're killed, then they're going to get all their stuff back if someone doesn't loot their body. But there's a couple of ways that you can really get a bit more out of your insurance policy and make it work for you. So we're going to take a look at those, and the first way is to buy yourself some stash space. If you only have one of the basic editions of the game, stash space is quite precious. If you're saving items for tasks that you know are coming up but you haven't unlocked yet, or you're halfway through a task and you can't hand over the goods yet, and you need to make a little bit of room in your stash, then you can use your insurance. And a lot of people don't think of this, but you can take any item that can be insured, you can take into a raid, whether it be graphics cards, whether it be you've got some guns you've picked up that are fully tricked out, but you're waiting to unlock the armor so you can sort of protect that gun. You don't want to use it just yet. You just want to free up some space. Put it all in your inventory, go into a raid and insure it. So if you go with Prapper, it takes a couple of days for you to get your stuff back. Therapist comes back a bit quicker. So if you're making stash space, you should choose Prapper because it takes longer to come back. And it's as easy as that. You insure everything that you want to get back and you go into a raid. Maybe Shoreline, left-hand side is going to be the best place for that because the spawns are quite spread out. There's plenty of foliage to hide the stuff. Insure everything you need, everything you want to get back, go into the raid, dump it in a bush, and then in a couple of days you're going to get all your stuff back, by which time you may have unlocked the task or you may have found the rest of the items you need to hand over, and you're buying yourself a couple of days of extra stash space. So it's kind of like rent a storage. So we've spawned in on Shoreline. You know you're going to be quite quiet if you've got a good few seconds, maybe a minute before someone's on you, if anyone comes this way, and you have a look around, find yourself an optimum spot, somewhere you can put some stuff down and just dump it in the hedge. It's going to be best that you try not to make it too obvious, but to be honest, they don't really stand out in the bushes. People aren't generally checking bushes, especially if you're in an area which isn't particularly high traffic. Try not to put all your stuff in one place, because if someone does bust your stash spot, then they're going to find everything. So try and keep things as separated as you can, put bigger items sort of individually if they find them. I mean, you can see that from there, but as soon as you're further away, you're not going to see that there's something in there. You're not going to be checking there, so your stuff is going to be fairly safe. Obviously, it has its risks, but you know, you're taking that risk to try and get that stash space that you so badly need. I've put it down there. It's blatantly obvious, so I'm going to pick it up again and find somewhere else. But you need to be mindful that you're now in the sort of time where another player could be coming along checking spawns, so you really do need to get on with it quite quickly. So find yourself a good place, stick your stuff down, that's nicely hidden, and in a couple of days you're going to get your task items back, or you're going to get your guns back, and then you can just rinse and repeat until you can hand in the task items, or you can in a position where you want to use the guns that you were stashing. The next way to get the most out of your insurance is to give yourself some risk-free looting. So here we find ourselves at Oli. We're fully geared, we've come equipped to steal. We've got the key, we want to get all the money out of these lovely cash registers. So it's a really dangerous thing to do because you're completely exposed, and anyone turns up, you're going to get shot in the head. So if you just pop off somewhere quiet, like the toilets where people don't generally go, and you stash all your gear, just chuck it on the floor. It doesn't even stand out if someone was to come in here, it's not immediately obvious. So you can just drop all your stuff on the floor and you can go off and you can loot those lovely cash registers completely risk-free. If you get killed, you're still going to get all your gear back. If you get away with it, you're going to have a secure container full of money, and you can go back, pick up your gear and carry on your killing rampage. Another example of this is if you've come across a bit of a battle scene and you can see that there's a fully geared guy. He's dead on the floor, he's got tri-zip, he's got fort, he's got a helmet, he's got a lovely looking gun, and you don't know whether he's got a friend who's watching him, or whether there's someone using that body as bait, or there's going to be a scav turn up. If you just pop off somewhere quiet and you ditch all your gear in the hedge, This is going to mean that when you go to loot that body, all your gear is completely safe, so if you do get busted by a player, or a scav turns up, or it goes wrong for whatever reason, you've lost absolutely nothing, so it's a completely risk-free attempt at getting a full set of gear, and then you can use their gear to battle your way to the end of the raid. So I'm now essentially a hatchet, and I can go straight to the body and I can just pick up all his stuff, and if you want to do it even faster, if you hold Alt and left click, it will just put them straight in the appropriate slot, pick up all their gear, and you're on your way. Lo and behold, there's a scav there, I nearly get killed. But I can now use the gear from the guy I just picked up. He's got a beautiful M1, and down the scav goes, and I can be on my way, fight my way to the end of the raid. The last thing I'm going to talk about with insurance is buy one get one free, which is essentially a like-for-like exchange. So if you loot a body and let's say they've got an AVS rig, you've got an AVS rig, your rig is insured, people don't always take it because, well, I've already got one, it's no better, I don't need it. But if you do the old switcheroo with whatever you've got in your rig and take their rig, your insured rig is on the ground, so you've now lessened the cost of you getting killed within that raid. So if you don't make it out, then you're going to be down 16,000 rubles less, which is the cost of the AVS. And the same goes with any gear that you've got that you find on another body, be it rigs, be it backpacks, be it helmets, or even a gun. If a player's got a similar gun, you can swap some of your attachments that will move over to his gun, drop your gun somewhere, and again, you're just reducing the cost of you getting killed. So if you are killed, it's cost you just that little bit less, and it all adds up. And you know, money's important, and you want to be able to buy the best gear. So there you have it, just a few small ideas that people don't always immediately think of when it comes to insurance, but you can use these to just make yourself a little bit richer, and hopefully that will make it easier for you. So thanks for watching, hope you liked the video. Come and check me out on Twitch sometime, come and say hello, and I will catch you on the flip side.